Welcome to Desert Sun Crypto. I'm your host, the Desert Sun. A lot to cover in this episode. I first want to start off with the market cap. It's currently just sitting right under 1.9 trillion, and everything is up on the day. I will get in a little bit about the infrastructure bill, but I do want to hit a few articles um, that came out on CoinDesk. The first is the departure of Brett Redfern. Some of you may or may not know who he is. He was brought on right before Coinbase IPO, before they IPO'd, and he'd only been there a few months, just like Brian Brooks at Binance US. So I don't want to speculate too much because I don't know. I just hope wherever he lands, ultimately it'll be somewhere in the space where he can continue to do a number of great things here. There's been a number of changes, obviously, that have been happening in the space. Whether that, I could think of 10 ideas, but I don't know if anything hits a spot. But apparently it was amicable. Sometimes it's a life event where someone wants to move or someone else is going on unrelated to some of the fantasies that would come up in the crypto space. Whatever the case is, best of luck to Brett Redfern, and a sad loss for Coinbase. The other thing that I wanted to share is just kind of a wrap up of what's happened with this infrastructure bill. It was passed, and it was passed with the amendments that had been submitted shut down. Now, a couple things, a couple takeaways is that the compromise. There was a demise to it. Whether there's something sinister, again, I can go down that road and think of a number of things on, plots and schemes. I don't want to get too much to the conspiracy theory. I just want to stay on surface level and say, it was thwarted by Senator Shelby, Senator Richard Shelby of Alabama, and um, this isn't the first time it's happened. It happens all the time. The good thing is there is hope in the House of Representatives, and there could be some more discussion around the language used. I've got a theory that I'm going to throw in at the end, and you can take it for what it's worth. But I said this on the last episode, and I'll say it again, and that is that cryptocurrency has made its mark. People know that we're not just a bunch of kids in our parents' basement talking over this. We're professionals. We're just average people. Very wide diversity of men, women, even transgender kids. We just make up so many different people, and that's what makes it so place. And the common denominator is we're passionate about this. We understand its power, its leverage that can be used in the future, and we just understand the technology. So, moving forward, I'm not going to let this thing deflate anything, and I don't really think anything's really been deflated. I actually am very hopeful of everything in the play in that's in place right now. Obviously, this is played out in a many different ways. I just don't. I'm not really a defeatist. I think everything that I've seen is very good here. I'm just going on the transcript because I think one of the more powerful deliveries of any speech was that of Senator Cruz, who went viral and just called it for what it was, and then it just said that the senators just clearly don't know anything about cryptocurrency. So that was a call to action, I think, and I don't think cryptocurrency is just going to go away. I really don't. So much so that Jamaica's central bank mints country's first batch of CBDCs. Now, this is interesting. I always talk about countries that you could go to if we're something were to happen where all of a sudden the U.S. was just blocking everything related to cryptocurrency, and um, Jamaica is not a place that I expect. I think it's awesome, but just kind of give you an overview of um, uh, the Bank of Jamaica minting the island's first batch of CBDC, central bank digital currencies. The total was roughly 1.5 US dollars, and it will be issued to deposit taking institutions and authorized payment service providers as part of a CBDC pilot program that ends in December. In a Tuesday ceremony, Jamaica Minister of Finance Dr. Nigel Clark promised that a legislative amendment to accompany the country's CBDC would be in place by the end of the fiscal year. The bank had originally planned to begin its pilot program in May, but was delayed for unspecified reasons, and Jamaica has been working on developing a CBDC since early 2020. The central bank has been working with Ireland-based technology firm eCurrency Mint on the project, and as reported by CoinDesk, the Jamaican government views the accelerated transition to digital society and economy as vital to an economic recovery following the COVID-19 pandemic. The government said anticipated benefits of CBDC included increased financial inclusion, since it will provide another easy-to-access means to make payments, and for deposit-taking institutions, the opportunity to improve cash management processes and costs. That is awesome. And so congratulations for Jamaica just moving in that direction. I feel like, Jamaica has a number of uh, things they're known for, being the birthplace of Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, and now cryptocurrency. So that is phenomenal. That's excellent news to hear coming from the island. XRP Crypto Wolf. I do want to kind of circle back around with something that was shared, and in particular, what it is this by Hester Pierce. Now, she is a commissioner with the SEC. If you'll remember, or you may or may not know, a few weeks back, her and Commissioner Roisman's perspective on the lack of clarity that the SEC has been giving came out in the SEC Ripple case. And actually, I ended up pulling up what exactly was said because people had been asking about what specifically was it. And I wanted to kind of take a few steps back. This is from July 14th. So it's Commissioner Elad Roisman and Hester Pierce, who to many is known as Crypto Mom. And I'm going to read a part of the statement here where it says, where are we? The order states the digital tokens publicized by CoinSchedule included those that were offered and so on and so forth. Let me go down to where exactly it was. Oh, yeah, here we go. We agree with our colleagues that touting securities without disclosing the fact that you are getting paid and how much violates Section 17B. We nevertheless are disappointed that the Commission's settlement with CoinSchedule did not explain which digital assets touted by CoinSchedule were securities, an omission which is symptomatic of our reluctance to provide additional guidance about how to determine whether a token is being sold as part of securities offering or which tokens are securities. So they go on to elaborate a little bit more, but this is kind of the crux of the argument that Ripple has right now in their fight against the SEC. Gary Gensler, on the other hand, he called the cryptocurrency space the Wild West. and also that everything is absolutely clear, echoing that from former heads Jay Clayton and William Hinman. I thought this was really interesting, and I'm going to point it out. Make of it what you will, but I was just kind of looking at the biography of Hester Pierce. Obviously, she was appointed by Donald Trump in 2018. I was looking and reading just some of her, her background and research, and then I came across this, which was that she was a senior counsel on the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, where she advised Ranking Member Richard Shelby. I just find that interesting. I'm not going to speculate and say, hey, um, there's all these people behind the curtain that are, uh, you know, planning this, you know, uh, uh, cabal against the economy. I'm not going to go there. I won't. Make of it what you will. I do think it's interesting that here you have the Ripple lawsuit and Hester Pierce interjecting herself, which I think is on behalf of Ripple. And you've got Richard Shelby, who is the uh, uh, objector to the infrastructure bill amendment to change the wording in the Senate, and they just so happen to have this relationship where she was his senior counsel. I guess there's just only one planet where that can happen, folks. So, moving on, Jeremy Hogan, um, he tweeted that Ripple and the individual defendants are filing documents, some under seal, so we won't see them. The documents will be exhibits in their 15-page monster brief that's coming soon. This is interesting. James Kane Filan from Filan Law um, uh, sent this out. I have not opened it. It's been a very long day. I do want to get to it, and I'll probably put together another video about it on what my opinion is. But this is earlier today. Breaking: Brad Garlinghouse files motion to seal exhibits, including parts of William Hinman deposition transcript as part of deliberative process privilege dispute. Now, this is extremely interesting. What's in this deposition transcript? But what it does mean is that the deposition did happen. I always say that the crypto space gets interesting every second, and this certainly adds to it. I want to also bring attention. Now, this is Ashley Steers. Do not know who she is, but she just shared this, and it said, just searched up a portion on this infrastructure bill pertaining to cryptocurrency. It appears they classify crypto as a security, and after December 31st, 2023, they are only to be transferred by a broker. Extremely interesting. She did ask for some clarity on it. I'll read the section right here, which is reporting of digital assets, brokers, treatment as specified, security, section, a bunch of numbers and letters of the IRS Code 1986 is amended by striking "and" in the end of the clause, by redesignating clause in its clause and insertion of the clause. All right. Definition of digital asset. As pertains to section code for the IRS, is amended by adding the end of the following subparagraph, which is digital asset, except as otherwise provided by Secretary. The term digital asset means any digital representation of value which is recorded on a cryptographically secure distributed ledger or any similar technology as specified by the Secretary. Applicable date, section, so on and so forth, January 1st, 2023. uh, of the case, any specified security, which is digital asset, so on and so forth. I'm gonna have to look at this. I'm not really sure what that means. I don't really read these bills or legalese that well. I just thought it was interesting that she put it out there and people have been chiming in on it. This may mean something, and I admittedly need to do some more research. But I didn't want to share that. If you want, you can jump ahead to her Twitter at Ashley Steers on Twitter. So I do want to wrap it up here and just kind of give you something that I was thinking about while I was going through and doing my research today. Uh, and we have before us two lawsuits. Sorry, a lawsuit, and we've got this fiasco with this bill moving through the Senate and the House. And it brings me to here where we kind of start the conversation about investment. That is of Wall Street, and that of I just pulled up Robinhood as well, and that is people's ability as retail investors to get in on the action. I do think that uh, there, I only I don't believe in coincidences, but I'm just struck that this SEC Ripple lawsuit is moving through at the same time this infrastructure bill is moving through, almost as if the timing of everything has to happen in and around the same time. Where I'm going with this, and just to be really short and cut to the chase, is that what if there is knowledge that XRP is really going to be going to the moon? And it could be going to the moon so high that it could turn a retail investor and many like you and me out there into million and billionaires. Wouldn't the move be to regulate it so that not everyone could be a millionaire who just wants to be a millionaire? I mean, wouldn't that seem to kind of fit this, uh, you know, this peg in this hole? I just, I'm sitting trying to wrap my head around why is why does the SEC slap this lawsuit at this time? Why has it just been sitting there? Why has this deposition been hidden and this infrastructure bill going back and forth in such a bizarre manner and thrown in to a place where it simply just didn't belong? Um, Anyhow, like I said before, I could go down that road and think about whatever uh, I will. That's where I'm thinking right now. This thing's going. It would only make sense. So, anyhow, that's where I leave it. Again, do your research, draw your own conclusions. I don't provide any advice on financial, uh, uh, on anything financial, nor am I a financial advisor. No advice. I'm not an advisor. All I'm doing is documenting my perspective and take it for what it's worth. Hopefully, you learn something from it. I'm a Desert Sun. This is Desert Sun Crypto. Hope to see you here again.